Does Prince William have a favourite toy?
Jamie, he loves his koala bear he's got. But he hasn't got anything particular. He just likes something with a bit of noise.
Princess Diana's former butler has just revealed a shocking truth that could change everything we thought we knew about the royal family. This confession is so explosive that Buckingham Palace is scrambling to control the damage. Finally, the truth is slipping through their fingers. What did Diana's most trusted confidant expose, and why is the royal family so desperate to silence it? Tune in as we uncover the revelation that confirms Diana's car crash was no accident at all. The letter that should have changed everything. Paul Burrell wasn't just a butler in a fancy palace, he was way more than that to Princess Diana. He wasn't just carrying trays or fluffing pillows, he was her closest ally, a man who saw the real Diana behind all the cameras and royal rules. From 1987 until the moment everything changed in that Paris tunnel, Burrell was by her side, watching, listening, and holding her deepest fears. And those fears? Turns out, they weren't just paranoia. Before we delve into this, it's clear that Diana knew something the world wasn't ready to hear. Something so unsettling that even those closest to her couldn't ignore it. Now Burrell is dropping bombshells. He says Diana's death wasn't just a tragic accident. We all remember that night, Diana and Dodi Fayed speeding through Paris, chased by cameras, then the crash. Officially, it was a drunk driver, a tragic twist of fate, nothing more. But Burrell isn't buying it, and honestly, neither are a lot of people. He's bringing up old whispers of something bigger, something that goes way beyond bad driving and flashing cameras. Diana herself feared this exact scenario. She told friends. She even wrote it down, a letter that should have sent alarms ringing but was instead brushed aside. And what did she say? That someone with power wanted her gone. That they'd do it in a way that would look like an accident. That her car would be the weapon. It's eerie, right? Because just months later, that's exactly what happened. Before all of this, Burrell had been a rising star in royal service. By 18, he was already working in Buckingham Palace, catching the Queen's attention. She thought he had potential, and within a year he was serving in her private residence. People called him Small Paul to tell him apart from another staff member, but nothing about his impact was small. When he later moved to work with Diana, that's when things really changed. His bond with Diana was something different, beyond duty, beyond the paycheck. It was trust, something that seems to be in short supply in royal circles. When she died in 1997, it rocked him. And a few years later, he left it all behind, opening a flower shop of all things. But even in that quiet life, the past wouldn't let him go. By 2003, he wrote a book, lifting the curtain on what life was really like behind those palace doors. And that was just the beginning. Burrell didn't fade into the background. He popped up on TV, spilled more stories, and kept his name in the public eye. But what really kept people listening were his insider takes, especially about Prince Charles. He didn't hold back. He said what everyone had suspected, that Charles was cold, distant, and never gave Diana the love she needed. The cracks in their marriage weren't just small fractures, they were deep, painful, and impossible to ignore. Diana's pain wasn't just a private struggle, it was written in letters, journals, and on her face. She felt abandoned by the very man she was supposed to build a life with. And in one of those letters, written 10 months before she died, she put it in black and white. She believed someone was planning an accident for her. The method? A car crash? The goal? To clear the path for Charles to move on. The words were chilling when Burrell revealed them years later, and they haven't stopped haunting people since. That letter was hidden for years. It never made it into official investigations. And why not? Because it would have made things too complicated. It's easier to say Diana's death was just an unfortunate series of events than to ask if someone wanted her gone. The truth is, Diana had been scared for a long time. After her divorce, she was vulnerable, exposed. She spoke about it in interviews, about the dangers she felt creeping around her, but no one seemed to take her seriously. Then the crash happened. August 31, 1997, Paris, the Pont de l'Alma Tunnel. Diana, Dodi, and their driver, Henri Paul, gone. The official story was quick to come together. The driver was drunk, the paparazzi made things worse, the car was going too fast. A tragic accident, nothing more. But for many, that explanation never sat right. Mohammed Al-Fayed, Dodi's father, was one of the loudest voices saying there was more to this story.
Love, power, and betrayal. Some of the most intriguing pieces of information about the royal family come from Burrell's memoir. Like at one point, he recounts a letter from Prince Philip to Diana. In it, Philip reportedly expressed disbelief that anyone would leave Diana for Camilla. It's a bombshell revelation, challenging the widespread perception that Philip resented Diana. In fact, these letters suggest a far more nuanced dynamic, one where the Queen and Philip were deeply concerned about Charles and Diana's unraveling marriage. What's more, in A Royal Duty, Paul Burrell shares a hauntingly raw moment with Princess Diana that peels back the glittering veneer of royalty to reveal the vulnerable woman underneath. It was October 1996, just months after her divorce from Prince Charles, and Diana found herself on the staircase of Kensington Palace, pouring out her deepest fears. She spoke of Camilla Parker Bowles, the royal family's indifference, and the growing feeling that she was being cast aside. This wasn't the composed and radiant princess adored by the world. This was a woman grappling with anxiety, self-doubt, and the crushing weight of isolation. In that moment, she turned to one of the few people she trusted, laying bare her pain. But Diana's fears didn't end with matters of the heart. Burrell recounts a surreal chapter of paranoia that seemed ripped from the pages of a thriller. Together, they swept her Kensington Palace home, lifting carpets, moving furniture, hunting for hidden listening devices. Her fear of being watched consumed her, prompting her to consult a former intelligence officer in an attempt to safeguard her privacy. These frantic measures painted a picture of a woman deeply shaken, navigating a world she believed was closing in on her. For Diana, the line between reality and suspicion was growing dangerously thin. Of course, Burrell's unwavering loyalty to Diana has always sparked debate. To those who saw him as her most devoted ally, he was a guardian of her truth.
No, you don't.
Well, why don't you tell us?
I'm not going to tell you that.
Yeah, but you're...
I can't tell you everything. Right?
But to others, particularly within royal circles, his motives were suspect. Why, they asked, did he hold on to the now infamous letter for so long? Was it truly about preserving her legacy, or something else? One insider even suggested Burrell believed the letter's value could skyrocket, a theory that has only fueled skepticism. The letter itself is a chilling window into Diana's post-divorce psyche. Her fears weren't just personal, they were existential. She felt vulnerable, targeted, and haunted by the belief that someone wanted her out of the picture. But these emotions weren't confined to whispers in her inner circle. During a trip to the United States, conspiracy theories surrounding Diana's death swirled, catching the attention of everyone from punk legend Johnny Rotten to Watergate whistleblowers like Gordon Liddy. Theories that once seemed far-fetched suddenly feel strangely plausible when viewed through the lens of Diana's own words. Well, these theories gained weight in the final months of her life, when Princess Diana refused to be silenced. She stepped boldly into controversies that shook the halls of power, using her influence to call out injustices and champion causes that many preferred to ignore. Her outspoken stance against landmines, her humanitarian efforts, and her willingness to address controversial topics made her a beacon of hope for millions, but also a thorn in the side of those invested in maintaining the status quo. And then there was her relationship with Dodi Fayed, a Muslim and Egyptian businessman, which sent shockwaves through certain circles. To some, this wasn't just a romance. It was a threat to the carefully curated image of the British monarchy. But was the relentless media frenzy truly the cause of her tragic death? Or, as Paul Burrell suggests, was the paparazzi chaos a smokescreen for something far more sinister? According to Burrell, the photographers who hounded Diana that fateful night might have been unwitting pawns in a larger conspiracy, orchestrated by those determined to see her silenced. And this wasn't just paranoia talking. Diana's fears weren't a secret. In fact, Burrell recalls her confiding in him time and time again, voicing her belief that powerful figures within the royal establishment wanted her gone. She once described herself as a lamb to the slaughter, a phrase that Burrell initially dismissed as melodramatic. But now looking back, those words feel chillingly prophetic. If true, Burrell's claims reveal a sinister web of corruption at the heart of the royal institution. The idea that one of the most beloved figures of the modern era, known for her compassion, kindness, and advocacy, could be viewed as a threat so serious that she needed to be eliminated is as heartbreaking as it is horrifying. Burrell suggests the motive was painfully clear: power, control, and protecting the monarchy's image at all costs. Diana's independence and global influence posed a challenge to the carefully controlled narrative of the royal family. Her love for Dodi, her humanitarian impact, and her refusal to be silenced may have made her too powerful, too disruptive for those clinging to tradition. If Burrell's version of events holds any truth, it's a devastating reminder of the lengths some may go to preserve power and the terrible price of challenging it. Diana's life and untimely death leave us with an unsettling question. How does an institution rooted in centuries of tradition adapt to a world demanding compassion, transparency, and change? Her story continues to challenge the monarchy, forcing it to reconcile its past with an uncertain future. Bridging tradition and change. At the time of her death, Princess Diana wasn't just a beloved figure. She was the heart of the royal family's connection to the world. She embodied a vision of the monarchy that was modern, compassionate, and deeply human, a sharp contrast to the Stoic tradition long associated with the institution. Diana's magnetic charm drew not only British subjects, but millions abroad, creating a bridge between the monarchy and the people. Her legacy as the people's princess has only grown stronger in the decades since her passing, amplified by the prominence of her sons, Princes William and Harry, who have become two of the royal family's most visible and influential members. But in the immediate aftermath of her tragic death, the royal family's response, or lack thereof, created a firestorm of criticism. The public grief for Diana was visceral, raw, and widespread. Yet the royal family's silence felt cold and detached to many. Historian Robert Lacey, author of Battle of Brothers, reflects on that moment as the monarchy's most significant crisis, a time when they were starkly at odds with the public. If you're looking for the moment when the British monarchy was most severely challenged and found itself most at odds with public opinion, it has to be following the death of Diana and the perception that the Queen and the royal family didn't care, he explains. This tension wasn't born overnight. Diana's charm and the relentless attention it drew from the media had long put her at odds with the royal establishment. Even before her divorce from Prince Charles, the coolness between Diana and the royal family was palpable. As Lacey notes, the headlines and media attention Diana generated was not approved by the Queen and the royal establishment. Her vibrant presence and ability to captivate the public weren't qualities embraced by an institution rooted in tradition and control. Now, even 25 years after her tragic death, Princess Diana's influence on the royal family remains unmistakable. From the sparkling engagement rings passed down to Kate Middleton and Meghan Markle, crafted from Diana's own jewelry, to the causes championed by her sons, Princes William and Harry, her legacy continues to shape the monarchy's evolution. Royal historians often point to initiatives like Heads Together, a mental health awareness campaign spearheaded by the princes, as emblematic of Diana's enduring ethos, a deep personal commitment to caring for others. Nowhere is her legacy more apparent than in how her sons engage with the world. Carolyn Harris, author of Raising Royalty, 1,000 Years of Royal Parenting, notes that both William and Harry carry forward their mother's empathy, particularly in their advocacy for vulnerable populations, those with disabilities, and individuals struggling with mental health. In 2023, for instance, Prince William and Kate Middleton visited a children's hospice in East Anglia, one that Diana herself opened in the 1980s. These moments highlight a through line of compassion that Diana introduced to the royal institution. As historian Robert Lacey puts it, one of the things that Diana introduced into modern royalty was the concept of conveying a sense of caring for people. But Diana's influence isn't just about her humanitarian efforts, it's also about her unapologetic honesty. The echoes of her groundbreaking 1995 BBC interview with Martin Bashir still resonate. In that candid conversation, Diana laid bare her personal struggles, discussing her battle with bulimia, her doubts about Prince Charles's fitness to be king, and her painful awareness of his affair with Camilla Parker Bowles. It was a seismic moment that rocked the monarchy, showcasing Diana's willingness to speak her truth no matter the cost. Today, the royal family continues to grapple with the fallout from tell-all interviews. The parallels are striking. In 2019, Prince Andrew gave a now infamous BBC interview about his connections to Jeffrey Epstein and allegations of sexual misconduct. The interview was widely condemned as disastrous, leading to Andrew stepping back from royal duties and later settling a lawsuit with his accuser. These interviews underscore a broader tension within the monarchy, one that Diana brought to the forefront. the clash between an institution steeped in secrecy and the modern demand for transparency. What's more, comparisons to Diana often surface when examining the tensions surrounding Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, particularly in light of their explosive 2021 interview with Oprah Winfrey. During the interview, Markle revealed shocking concerns allegedly expressed by a member of the royal family regarding the potential skin color of their son, Archie. She also described the strain that toxic tabloid culture placed on Prince Harry's relationship with his father, Prince Charles. While both Diana and Meghan spoke out against the pressures and challenges of royal life, historian Robert Lacey argues that their approaches to the monarchy diverged. Diana, he suggests, maintained faith in the monarchy as a force for good, despite her struggles within it. Meghan, on the other hand, has been more openly critical of the institution itself. Lacey notes that while Harry and Meghan have captured global attention, they have not yet replicated the profound emotional connection Diana held with the British public, particularly in the wake of her death. He also contends that Diana, who cherished her sons deeply, would have been heartbroken by the rift that now divides them. That rift, however, has not dampened Harry's determination to protect Meghan from the relentless media scrutiny that mirrors what Diana endured. In his Oprah interview, Harry drew a direct line between the tabloid harassment of his mother and the treatment Meghan has faced since their relationship became public in 2016. His condemnation of the press reflects the protective instincts Diana instilled in him. Despite their differences, both William and Harry continue to honor their mother's legacy in deeply personal ways. During the 2022 Diana Award ceremony, which celebrates young activists making a difference, both princes reflected on the lessons they learned from their mother. Prince William emphasized the importance of recognizing people who dedicate themselves to helping others, calling it a fitting tribute to Diana's life and work. Meanwhile, Prince Harry spoke of the enduring impact Diana had on him, explaining, "My mother instilled in me, and in all of us, a drive to speak up and fight for a better world." Diana's spirit is evident in her son's actions. William's focus on service and duty, and Harry's outspoken advocacy for a fairer, more compassionate world. Her influence transcends their differences, reminding us of her unparalleled ability to inspire change and connect with people across divides. Through their words and efforts, her legacy remains alive. So what do you think? Is Diana's legacy helping to reshape the monarchy, or is it a reminder of how much further it still has to go? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the life and legacy of the People's Princess, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a story. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep questioning, keep exploring, and keep Diana's legacy alive.